Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. It is always great to start a morning off in the wonderful community of Linda Vista. And thank you to members of the community who are here. In addition to these fine San Diegans, I'm joined by United States Representative Sara Jacobs, who represents this community in the U.S. House of Representatives, City Councilmember Raul Campillo, who represents this community on the San Diego City Council, our city's library director, Misty Jones, and Demi Brown, the executive director and principal of Empower Language Academy, and a member of the Linda Vista Planning Group. Since taking office, my administration has made it a priority to fix our city's crumbling infrastructure that had long been neglected. Whether it's the hard infrastructure like roads and bridges, or human infrastructure like our city workforce, or our community infrastructure like our parks and libraries, we are rebuilding our city and our neighborhoods. And from day one, my administration has been committed to advocating for additional funding opportunities to fix critical infrastructure like our community branch libraries. One fact that the COVID pandemic drove home to us is that libraries are critical pillars of our community. They provide amenities that many of us take for granted, such as a quiet place to study, easy access to high-speed internet, space for the community to gather, and cool zones during periods of extreme heat, as evidenced by many of our libraries over the past couple of days. Shout out to Misty and the team at the library who provided cool zones, frankly, at almost a moment's notice. Right? As soon as we got the word, Misty and our Park and Rec team moved into action and provided relief to many people who would not otherwise have had access to air conditioning. It was just this past month that we hosted a press event with our state legislative delegation to celebrate the many budget funding victories that we received in the new state budget, specifically building a new branch library in the community of Oak Park. Today, I'm thrilled to be here with a member of our great congressional delegation to celebrate the award of additional federal funding to support this community pillar right here in Linda Vista. Thanks to the exceptional leadership of Congresswoman Sara Jacobs, the Linda Vista Library will be undergoing improvements in the years ahead. This effort by Congresswoman Jacobs has been, let's take a step back. This is one of several efforts that the Congresswoman did. $2 million for San Diego, 3 projects specifically in the city of San Diego, including $500,000 to help construct a new outdoor learning patio here at the Linda Vista Library. Now you hear more, I like that, right on, absolutely. You're going to hear more about this project in a moment from Misty Jones and from Demi Brown about the impacts also on what this will mean for Linda Vista. But I want to, before concluding, I want to say something. I'm reminded about the comments of our speaker, our House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, who often says that the many things that we do in public service are for the children. And I couldn't agree more. This project will offer new opportunities for the kids of Linda Vista, a place to connect, a place to grow, a place to expand opportunities, a place to envision their future right here in San Diego. So on behalf of the people of this great city, we are so grateful to Congresswoman Jacobs for her leadership, for her commitment, for listening to our community and hearing these projects, and then going back to Washington, D.C. Normally we say the weather there is horrible compared to here. I think we're in a competition today. But regardless, this woman goes to Washington, D.C. every single week to fight for us, and what she's brought back today, what we're acknowledging today, is a tremendous investment in neighborhoods that will certainly make a difference for the people who live here. So with that, I'd like to introduce California's 53rd Congressional District Representative, our Congresswoman, Sara Jacobs. Sara?
Well, thank you, Mayor Gloria, and thank you to your team and Councilmember Campillo and everyone for putting this event together today and all your work. Investing in kids in early childhood programs is not only the right thing to do, it's the smart thing to do. Because when we invest in early childhood education, the ripple effect goes far beyond the child and their parents. There are benefits for the entire society. That's why I was so proud working with Mayor Gloria and Councilmember Campillo to secure $500,000 for the Linda Vista Branch Library Outdoor Early Learning Patio project. The funding will help expand the outdoor children's area and homework center and more than double the space devoted to early learning and family support. It will support learning and playing outside, which is one of the best ways for early childhood cognitive development. A member of my team, Jawad, actually grew up here in Linda Vista, and he came to the Linda Vista Branch Library. And because he didn't have internet at home, he went to the library on Saturday mornings and had to wait outside until there was a computer open for him to use. This new funding will help so many kids like Jawad, who go to the library to use the computer, to read, for homework help. Kids who have access to early education are less likely to repeat a grade, to be victims of child abuse and neglect, and less likely to engage in criminal activity when they're older. These kids are also more likely to graduate from high school, attend college, and earn more in the workforce. Early education also helps prevent the achievement gap, created before kindergarten between disadvantaged kids and their more advantaged peers. This gap is painfully stark and persistent. By the time kids are 4 years old, those who live below the poverty line are 18 months behind what's considered normal for their age group. That gap is still present when they're 10 years old. It's difficult, time-consuming, and costly to close the achievement gap, but by investing in early education, we can proactively prevent that gap from beginning. And overall, this is one of the best investments we can make. We actually save $6 for every $1 we invest in quality early childhood programs. That's why supporting kids has been a major focus of my work in Congress. Last year, I secured $3 million in funding for 4 local projects with the city that address childcare, education, and healthcare, including the expansion of the Linda Vista Branch Library Outdoor Early Learning Patio. And this year, I'm incredibly proud that I've already secured $6 million for 6 local projects, and I'm on track to secure another $10 million for 8 more local projects. I will continue to do everything I can, working with partners at every level of government, to continue to serve and work for the families and the children of the 53rd Congressional District. So thank you, Mayor Gloria. Thank you, Councilman Campillo. This would not have been possible without your partnership, and thanks for all the work you both are doing at the city level to work for our families and kids. And with that, I will introduce Councilmember Campillo.
Thank you very much, Congresswoman Jacobs, for all your hard work, and thank you to the Linda Vista Library, Mayor Gloria, for having us here today. My name is Raul Campillo. I represent Linda Vista at the San Diego City Council in District 7, and since I first took office in December of 2020, this project has been a priority of mine. In my first budget priority memo, I specifically stated that our existing branch library is too small to provide adequate library services to the community as it is now constituted, and the patio area needs to be expanded to include the outdoor learning lab so children have the ability to learn to read, do their homework, and enjoy the library for its endless opportunities. And learning for young children is something that is deeply personal to me as a former 5th grade teacher. One thing that was always clear from my students is that they are eager to learn, and it's up to civic leaders to satisfy that urge and make sure they have the opportunities. As Congresswoman Jacobs pointed out, there is a learning gap with many of our young children. When I was a 5th grade teacher, my class was 2.5 years behind in reading. The way I got them to catch up to grade level was by providing them with more opportunities, setting a higher expectation, and giving them the chance to read more and more. People don't necessarily give those opportunities at home because they're so hard. They're working so hard to make ends meet. They have a second job. They're seeing that prices are rising. And so the time that we need to be spending with our students is very hard to come by right now. And so this learning lab here at the Linda Vista Library is going to provide exactly that opportunity because we have geniuses in this community in Linda Vista. And all they need is just a little bit more of these resources, a little bit more of that time to be able to see their genius realized. This project will further expand knowledge that is available to these children by expanding and providing this outdoor children's area and homework center at the library, and that's why I'm so proud to be standing next to my friend and Congressional Representative Sara Jacobs. And even before assuming office, she has been dedicated to our youth, from leading San Diego for Every Child and as the founding CEO of Project Connect. And these are organizations that are centered around youth success and ensuring that no child experiences the impacts of poverty. Which is why when I spoke with her and her team about this project, we were right on the same page. They had heard from us, they had heard from Mayor Gloria's team, Walt Bishop, who's here from the Government Affairs team, and Misty Jones, that said Linda Vista needs these resources. Linda Vista needs these resources, and I'm so proud that she was able to deliver it in our federal budget so that we can see this money coming right here to Linda Vista. It is so important that they get it. She intimately knows that when we provide opportunities to youth, as she pointed out, that is a great investment. Every single dollar is the best dollar we can spend when it's spent on our children's future. So thank you, Congresswoman Jacobs, for your support of our youth in Linda Vista. The $500,000 that was secured is going to this homework center and is going to redevelop this backyard patio. It's going to double in space, and it's going to be a community asset that everyone can use. And this funding will finally further make it known to San Diego that we are a family-friendly city that is dedicated to all of our youth having these opportunities. And as construction completes, I look forward to joining everyone here again to see the look on every child's face as they see that their library is cared for, that it is invested for years to come, and that we care about their futures. So thank you for having me. And now it is my great pleasure to introduce one of our city's fiercest advocates for libraries and for children's whose hard work does not go unnoticed, the leader of our city's library department, Misty Jones.
Good morning, everyone. I want to thank you to Councilmember Campillo, to Mayor Todd Gloria, and especially to Congresswoman Sara Jacobs for securing funding for projects like the Outdoor Learning Lab here at the Linda Vista Library. The Linda Vista Library serves all ages, but it is heavily used by families with small children. In fact, this is the busiest location for the Do Your Homework at the Library program and the Summer Reading program. However, we have been challenged with having enough space to accommodate the attendees at our many programs and events. This early learning patio allows us to expand many of our library programs as well as create access to nature-based play, which has been deemed one of the most effective modes of early childhood development. This transformed patio will more than double the amount of space devoted to children's learning and exploration and give families a safe and comfortable space to read and socialize. And I want you to imagine that there's going to be lots of plants and sails to keep the sun away. So it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful space. Yeah, right. We could have used it today, right? This space is definitely going to be a game changer for this community. I want to thank the branch staff and the branch manager, Jeff Davis, who's right back there in the back, for advocating for the improvements to this space. And also to the Friends of the Linda Vista Library who imagined what this could be and worked with us to develop the design. I would now like to turn this over to Demi Brown, Executive Director of Empower Language Academy, to tell you a little bit more about what this space will mean to her students and others in the community.
Hi, my name is Demi Brown. I am the principal for Empower Language Academy, a community school here in Linda Vista, and I'm so excited to see the new outdoor children's patio come to fruition. Our Linda Vista Planning Group and Town Council members, who you can see behind me, have been advocating for this in our community and identified this as one of our community priorities, and how awesome to see this happen. We are so grateful to our elected leaders for making this happen for our youth. Our children need access to high-quality educational spaces, and our community is showing up for them with this project. Thank you.
Demi, Misty, Raul, and of course Sarah, thank you so much for those comments. Let's wrap this up because it's hot enough. I want to, Misty got to it, but I want to repeat my extreme appreciation to the library staff who is here. As I mentioned before, over the weekend, many people had days off. These folks were working extra hours to make sure facilities like this one were available to the community at a time when they most need it. That's under special circumstances, but our library team, our city employee team, is constantly working to make sure they're well serving the community. We can never say thank you enough. 11,000 people who help power this city. They make this city work. Grateful to every city worker, and particularly on days like today where the extremely high quality programming that is provided here gets attention back in Washington, D.C. and brings additional dollars to our community. Not possible without our incredible city team. So thank you to every city employees here. And let me conclude by mentioning two quick things. I mentioned the focus on infrastructure, but it's also a focus on getting our fair share of resources. I mentioned a few weeks ago we were able to stand with our state delegation led by Senator Tony Atkins to discuss the tens of millions of dollars we're bringing back to San Diego to invest in a host of projects, including many local libraries. Here we are today talking about the federal dollars we're bringing back. This is important. San Diego is a critical part of our state and national economy. We deserve our fair share of these resources, and these kinds of resources are able to come here when we have a good team of local folks working hard, as I mentioned with our city employees and of course Walt Bishop and the team in intergovernmental affairs. But it also takes highly dedicated leaders like Sara Jacobs to be able to be back there to listen to our concerns and then relay them to leaders in Washington, D.C. to bring these dollars dollars back here. That's how your government should work, in tandem with one another, working together to get big and bold things done here in San Diego, and that's what we're doing. Let me conclude with just a comment about our weather. I want to draw San Diego's attention to the fact that the continued flex alert has been extended. The high temperatures that we're experiencing are going to continue for the rest of the week. And so today we are once again asking San Diegans and people all across California to conserve energy from the hours of 4 to 9 p.m. I know this is an imposition. I recognize this is the 5th or 6th day that we've been doing this. At the same time, you have a mayoral waiver on doing the laundry or doing your dishwasher. Take this unprecedented opportunity to just say, nah, not today. Leave it to the weekend when we expect temperatures to come down a bit. Californians have done an exceptional job. We have not had the rolling blackouts that we've been concerned about, and that is absolutely because San Diegans have heard this call for conservation and stepped up and have done it. That has been a wonderful thing because that means that members of our community don't have to go for an hour at a time without energy. So let's continue to conserve and know that the reward for all this is a tropical storm at the end of the weekend. So, we live in incredible times, but we are incredible people in an incredible city. I know we can do things together. Today is an example of that. Thank you again to Sara Jacobs for what she has done to bring these resources back. Thank you to the people of Linda Vista. This is an incredible community, one that I think has historically sometimes been underserved, but with the leadership of Raul Campillo, whether it's do your homework at the library, to the parks after dark, to this kind of funding, what you see is a neighborhood that has a lot of attention at City Hall and is getting the resources it deserves. I think together we can get a lot of things done. Let's come back here. Let's have a date for a dedication.
Perfect.
That sounds good. Okay, let's do that in the near term. In the meantime, please take care of yourselves. Take care of your neighbors, particularly your seniors in your life and the little ones in your life. Take care of your pets. We can't forget about them either. Lots of water. And again, take a pass on that dishwasher or that laundry. Now is not the time. Let it go for a few more days. We won't judge you if you wear the same thing for a couple days in a row. It'll be all right. Thank you all for being here. I'm happy to do one-on-ones individually. Thanks, guys.